Hello YouTubers, it's me again. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. I do hope you like this one. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. A big shout out and thank you to all of you so far that have commented and left your thoughts as well on my recent video of the closure of Hatton's Model Railways. It was great to see some support there, and I think that's what it's all about. We're all coming together as one people in the hobby to express our own thoughts and our own memories of Hatton's and how it's impacted us as well. So it's nice to hear that, and it's nice to know that we're all together in this as well, which is more important. And like Hatton's, the actual model railway hobby itself will always find a way to carry on. Hatton's may go, and you might find some other way of getting your stuff, be it in person or online. But the hobby continues to continue. And that's exactly what I'm doing with mine at the moment. As you may or may not know, my model railway is only a small little 6x4 layout. And it's called Little Beddington. But however, it's starting to grow again. I've had a little break of just on 3 weeks or so. Because I hurt my back about 3 weeks ago, just on the other side of Christmas. And I was in a lot of pain, couldn't bend or lift anything. So luckily today I'm much better, and obviously the layout is up, so it proves that I'm okay. Anyway, over Christmas I've been toying with the idea of to stop procrastinating about a project and actually get on and do it, because I hate procrastination. It's a terrible thing to do. If you have a vision to do something, go and do it, get something going. So I thought I would. Here we go. So if you remember from the last videos that you will see on my channel, there was an extension that looked like this, that I designed to be sort of a self lift off. You could basically plonk it down, put it in place temporary, and when everything goes away you can lift it off and take the buildings off and everything. I got a little bit tired of this because it used to wobble about a little bit and it was a pain in the backside. I didn't really like it too much, so I thought, what the heck, let's do something proper, and here we go. So what we've got in place here is some offcuts of timber that I came across last year that are in fantastic condition, and I've already stuck and glued down this cork sheet stuff material. It's the cork underlay material basically that I use for the track. Comes in straight, comes on a roll, and you bend it round to the shape of the track. So in this case we've laid it down flat as it is in double thickness on both sides, so it matches flush with the baseboard surface. And then coming along here, I've used some filler to start to fill that area in where there's gaps and where there's a little bit of a transition of surface. And more importantly, the level crossing, I've had to pack up the level crossing in terms of height to match the underside, and use some more filler there. I'm going to fill this in a little bit more actually with some more filler, I think, just to cover that area a little bit more. And then once this is all fully dry, I'm going to further sand it off some more, and I'm going to paint that area in with the road colour surface, which is that shade of grey over there, so it will match like for like over there. Obviously I'm going to leave the level crossing surface the colour it's been manufactured to look like, with the zigzag lines on there. I'm going to leave that probably as it is, but I'll show you the actual length of this now. It's really took off. Here we go. So that's all in now. It's all screwed and glued, which I did yesterday. And what I've done this morning is, as I said, I've got the filler out and filled that area in by the level crossing. And these screw heads, I've tied it up a little bit as well, put some filler around them so they don't stick out too much. Even though the holes have been countersunk, which I did, I just wanted to further get rid of those screw heads there. So they look a little bit bumpy right now, but once I get some more sandpaper on it, once it's fully dry, and paint that over, no one will know too much, and it'll be covered in scenic material anyway. So, but there we go. It goes right the way along to the end of the layout, the pub. So it's 6 foot in total. We come out with that shot there. I've still got enough room for my control shelf. It's quite firmly sat on there, so that's okay. It's not going to fall off there. That's all right there. But the main thing is, in the previous video, guys and girls, when I come down with the camera shot, for example, like that, it's always been about, you've seen the facing edge of the baseboard itself, and not much for view. But now the plan is, my vision, I'm going to take you through my vision, why I've built this, is because I want to create a little street scene round about here in this space. Excuse me for using my finger, but in here we're going to put maybe a little corner shop or off license or something there, maybe. And then the rest of the street will be a road. Obviously we're going to have some houses all the way along, right the way along to the end, a massive row of houses. And then say where this screw remnants, the screw head is there, between from there and the actual baseboard edge is going to be a boundary fence, which will be about here. And then again, when I get round to getting the static grass applicator and the full kit, I'm going to build up a static grass embankment right next to the cess area of the track. And then obviously inside the fence line, we're going to have a row of trees all the way along, a big long row of trees. And obviously we'll paint in a road surface, and then we're going to put the houses that will sit on there nicely, and it will make a nice little diorama and something more nice to look at in future. So that's the project idea. We've got a lot of real estate there, as you can see, all the way from the level crossing all the way down to the end, 6 foot of it, and then that bit there. So I'm quite happy with that. At the moment, as I said, it's still drying, so there's not much I can do with it at the moment. I've got to be patient, let the whole thing dry properly, come in and retouch up with some more plaster, probably in the level crossing area, and then sand it off when it's dry further, and we are good to go. And then we can get in and paint it probably. I'll probably finish off painting that, or start painting it, should I say, at the very earliest this evening. And if not, I'll get on and do it during the week. And then next weekend, when we have our railway running day again, in the next video, you'll probably see that all painted and in. In terms of buildings to actually start putting on there, that's the fun part of it. I haven't got virtually any buildings to go on here because it's a big project. I'll need lots of houses. I'm thinking about sourcing some Metcalfe card built kits on eBay. I'm absolutely useless at building card kits. I wouldn't even attempt it. I can do small little things like a coal office or a small building, but a big building, like for example these here, I had a company build these for me. This brewery set, I had those built for me, with the exception of the large warehouse building there with the loading bay. I got that off eBay, but the boiler house and chimney and the main building, I had that built for me by somebody. So they are out there. So I'm just basically, that's a little project. Again, another little project for the railway. This is what I like about the hobby. You don't have to do it all at once. You can do it in stages. So 2024 this year is going to be, this project here is getting the street scene built all the way along there. And also the other major project is getting, I need about 10 point motors to fit up to each point on the layout. Those that control the passing loop at the back there, and those in front by the points for the depot and the crossover there. All those have got to be motorized, about 10 points worth. So 10 point motors, the associated wiring that goes with it, and some working signal levers that will control them. That's a big project. And also the static grass to put in as well this year. So that's at least 3 big projects on the go, and they'll get done this year, hopefully as best I can. But 3 little big ideas for me to focus on, some goals to set, which is what it's all about in the hobby. Whether you've got a big layout in your loft, or you've got something like this, or even smaller, remember, it's a hobby. Enjoy it. Take it step by step. Do as little or as much as you want to do, but don't rush it. Never rush projects, because you will reap dividends by taking your time with projects. And that's what I'm going to do with this, is take my time. I'm not in any rush to get things, but I can get little things done, as I said, by putting in this extension here I've done today. Anyway, I'm not sure if you're interested, but I'll bring the camera down a little bit just to show you how I've built this. So what I've done is, let's put this bit there like that, that's better. Right, as you can see, basically screwed and glued and cut to size some blocks to first of all rest the shelf-like extension on. These are all screwed from behind the baseboard surface inside there. So they're all screwed and glued. That there is a little hook I've purposely put on there, and that basically serves to hang the wires for the track, or the connectors, which are those. When I've finished with the control panel, they get de-wired, and then they basically hook onto that hook for storage, so it keeps them out of the way so they don't get damaged. So that's what I've done with that. And as we can see, let's move that tree out of the way. A tornado has gone through there, blown the tree out of the way. Look at that. So as you can see, what I can't see too well, but all the way along, I've done that all the way along to the end there. As you might be able to make out, there's all those blocks that have been screwed and glued from the inside, other side of here, on the other inside of the layout. I've screwed those from that side. So that's attached to the block with some glue as well, and then the whole thing on top rests on there quite nicely, and then secured in place, like I said, with a little screw there. So that's all done, very sturdy. It does add a lot more weight to the layout, so when I'm lifting this off and lifting it back onto the table to set it up, it is a little bit more heavier. It's not heavy, but it does weigh a little bit more than what it used to. So I have to be careful with the old back. But anyway, the things you do for a hobby. So what I'll do, I'll stop this now and I'll get some trains running, because that's what you all came to see today, isn't it? And I'm itching to get something running after 3 weeks. So stand by and we'll see what's coming up next. Okay, stand by and we'll get some trains running. Okay, so we got something running, as you can see. We've got this 4MT tank with the parcels coach that I doctored with the paper washers, and so far so good. It runs very well in the layout now, no problems, no drag issues with the wheels, nice and smooth. Track number 2, we've got the Super D with a little light mineral train there. And the actual Super D is a form of heavy freight engine. There's only one in preservation now. But it's sort of the forerunner to sort of locos like the Stania 8F and of course the Riddles 9F. But again, designed for very heavy freight traffic, very heavy mineral trains, more so heavy freight. Nice looking engine. Little rake of mineral wagons behind it. I have been, as mentioned, faffing around with this polyfiller muck. Put a bit of muck in the hole, as they say. So that's what I've been doing in your absence a little bit a while ago. I've just filled that crossing in there, so you can see from the previous shot there that was quite empty. Now I've filled that in. Again, I'm going to wait till this dries, sand it all off, and then we'll paint over the top. That sounds nice and smooth, doesn't it? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stop the mineral train on track 2, so we can hear for ourselves. Where is it now? There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so in between running some trains, time has elapsed and I've got down to finishing the third and final coat of paint. It's just drying, as you can see, in places, but pretty much overall that's all virtually finished paint-wise. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time to dry. Obviously 24 hours will make it nice and dry fully, but it's virtually finished, as you can see. The little bits of wet paint are still on there, but that's it. That roadway surface is all done. But what a difference that makes already, doesn't it? It really does look nice. And now we've actually got somewhere the level crossing can go to, which is nice as well. So there we go. Anyway, I'll just stop this and we'll definitely get some more trains running. Okay, well, all the paintwork is finished. It's all dry. So it's had 3 coats of paint on this now. So as you can see, I'm very pleased with that effect. And now we've actually now got somewhere for the level crossing traffic to actually go now. We've moved the railwayman's cottage, which used to be over here next to the church. We've moved in here. So there's more space over there now because, believe it or not, that space there, we can have a lot more scope to add some static grass, and obviously in the churchyard. But also, that church driveway, we can now put a horse and carriage with a newlywed couple, some wedding guests, photographers. We could really go to town in that space, couldn't we? That's what I'm thinking. That's my vision. So we could do a lot with that space now. I think it looks nice. So coming back over here, I've planted this tree next to the cottage there, which I think looks lovely. That looks nice there. And then I say moving down the street now, I actually dug some buildings out. I've got this box next to me here, which I knew I had some buildings in there of some sort, and lo and behold, I found some lovely buildings from my old layout, and here they are. So I've just put them temporarily like this. I think what I might do with these 1930 Art Deco houses, this one I started many years ago when it was on the old layout. I actually painted in those boards above the roof there. I might do the same with that one, maybe. Give it a different colour, I don't know. Make some hanging baskets to go outside there. And this nice little building used to be up by the windmill. I've moved it down here nearer the pub. So I think that looks better, that end. And again, it's just roughly placed at the moment. So don't forget, if it looks a little bare, we can add some static grass and some scenic material, some different things going on here. And I thought what I would do in the meantime, I would put in this big space here, I'm thinking of putting another building. I'm not sure what will go in there yet, one that I haven't got. But what I was thinking about is something I haven't got on the railway, and that's a garage. With some pumps and obviously a mechanic fixing some cars. Then it'll look a little bit like Grove Green Road, how it used to be as I remember it when I was a kid. Grove Green Road in Leytonstone, back in next door to the Central Line, something like that anyway. But anyway, there's loads to do on this, but this is just a rough idea, guys and girls. Roughly putting the buildings where I think they can look good or where they may go. It's not a final yet, but I just want to lay things out and see how things look. Still very much loads to do on there yet. It's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, this one, because you've got obviously Telstar by the Tornadoes advertisement post on the side of the house there, and it's right next to a record shop, Golden Discs, which is a nice little Hornby Scoundale item I had on my old layout, but it's got a cool window display. Very cool. I actually like that. I forgot I had that, and it's got to go on the layout, obviously, because I'm a music man myself, so there we are. So I like that already. It's really taken shape, isn't it, guys? It's taken shape. I'm thinking we can put, obviously, some pavement in there possibly, but I want to leave it as as wide as possible, scale-wise, for road traffic. Because if we take, for example, hang on, let me just bear with me. If I bring, for example, this route master in, plonk him there, just for a scale perspective, like that shot there, you can see that's about the right width for road traffic. Obviously, and then obviously people walking on either side of the shops or the road, that's about right for road traffic. Could have gone a bit wider, but obviously we wanted to get the houses and stuff in, but I think that's about right. But anyway, that's an exciting project I'm going to start on now. So I've done the most I can at the moment. There's lots to do. There's line side fencing to go in, trees, static grass, scatter material, all sorts of things going to happen here. But anyway, that's, I think, it for today, is all I'm going to do, because the old time is ticking on. I'm going to have my din-dins. But anyway, before I go, I want to say thank you very much for watching today. I do hope you've liked the update. And once again, thanks for all your comments. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I will definitely see you in the next one, hopefully next weekend. Take care now. All the best. Bye-bye. Okay, I did say I was going to go. One last thing. I couldn't resist fiddling with it. So, obviously, we've added this building here, which is the corner shop, Arkwright's, which I think looks quite nice there. We've put that there. We've put another shop next door there. And what that basically is, that's replaced, if we come over here, that's just replaced those shops that used to be in that space where that grass is. Well, that's okay, because we can put something else there, I think, at some point. But anyway, that really is it, guys. I must go and have some dinner because I'm starving. Anyway, I've got to put this lot away now, would you believe it or not? I've got to unpack, I've got to put it all away. But that's the price you pay for when you want a model railway. You just have to do it, don't you? Well, in my case you do. So I haven't run much trains today. I apologise, because I've been so busy fiddling around with the extension over there and painting and putting buildings there and goodness knows what. But I like that so far, and I don't think, to be honest, I have to really buy much more buildings for that, because, like I said, we'll find something to go in that space maybe. But I think, yeah, that is pretty much it. All I've got to do now is, again, put a little boundary fence at the back of those houses, put in some gardens, I think put some backyards in there. I think definitely we'll get around to doing that, with the boundary fence, of course, to keep the railway away from the people and vice versa. And then I think we might even, I don't know, I might even put some working street lights in. I don't know. Ooh. Loads to do, loads of ideas, but that is really it for me today. I'm going to go. So have a good one, and don't forget, once again, hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you next weekend with the next episode of this exciting railway. See ya.